This is our first collaboration between Freedom Finances and Sasquatch Gun Oil. Hopefully both audiences know me. I'm Bradley Valentine, but I'm also here with Troy Miller, owner of Sasquatch Gun Oil. He's an FFL and a gunsmith. And the reason why we're talking today is we have something that kind of crosses both genres, if you will. At Freedom Finances, obviously we talk about money, finances, all that, but we want to talk about new things in investing and saving. But at Sasquatch Gun Oil, specifically Sasquatch, we talk about a lot of weird stuff. So Troy and I were having a conversation about Goldbacks, and gold is rising in prices. Troy's got some Goldbacks right there. So you have that up in front of us. Troy, tell us, what is that? What is a Goldback? Is it real? Is it play money? What is it?
Play money, yes. So first and foremost, I have nothing to do with Goldbacks, the company, the producer, the designer, nothing like that. I'm just someone who's a fan of them. Exactly. So it's a currency. It's designed to be a currency, but it's a gold product currency. But unlike bullion, this is an actual currency that's designed to be spent. So because of that, it is made into increments or denominations. So we have here's a half. This is the Arizona series. I don't know if you can see it that well.
Yep.
Yep, it's a half. It's the lowest denomination they have of the Goldback series. Currently, one Goldback is worth about $9, and last I checked was 23 cents. $9.23 for one Goldback. So that half Goldback would be literally half of that.
Okay.
$8 or $4.11, 11 and a half cents type of deal, and then it goes up. So there's a one Goldback right here, which is what the value is based off of. When you look up the going rate for a Goldback, it's on one Goldback. Okay. So this is one Goldback, and it is made out of 24 karat gold. This is also another Arizona. But if you look right here, you'll see the fraction. It is 1/1000th of an ounce of troy ounce of 24 karat gold, which means if you had 1,000 Goldbacks, you have 1 full ounce of gold, just in the form of Goldbacks instead of a gold bar.
Okay.
But what's really cool with that is because it's a currency, it is divided up into the different denominations like I was telling you about. So, for example, here's a 2 Florida, there's a 5 South Dakota, and here's another 5 Oklahoma, also as well as a 5 Arizona as well. So these three, they're all the same amount of gold, 5 Goldbacks each. If you combine them, you'd have 15 Goldbacks, right? That's that fungibility of it. And it keeps going up. There's a 10 Florida. You can see the artwork on it. Compared to like the South Dakotas, you see the difference in the artwork. One looks a little bit more kind of cartoonish. This one looks a bit more realistic.
Sure.
Florida was the first state to get the updated artwork processing that they have that gives it that more reality look to it. It also is the first generation of the Goldbacks, and then the most recent generation. The very first series, 5 states. There's Utah, Nevada, South Dakota, New Hampshire, and Wyoming, and they all had that kind of a cartoonish look. Let's see. Here's a one Wyoming Goldback. You can see how it's kind of cartoonish compared to the Arizonas.
I think probably the first question we'll have is, can I use one that says in Arizona in Wyoming and vice versa?
Yes. So the reason that they are state series with them is because they are based on states that have more sound money laws in the books.
Okay.
They are passing laws that are making gold and silver legal tender, which is what the Constitution says in the first place. They are eliminating sales tax on buying gold and bullion for that matter. So you buying a 1 ounce gold bar, they're removing the sales tax on that. The capital gains tax, I believe, as well, that they're trying to remove. So when you sell it, you're not paying a tax on it. But because those laws are all very similar to what they are from state to state to state, yes, you can use an Arizona Goldback in Oklahoma or in Nevada in Wyoming and vice versa, because it's the same amount of gold. The biggest thing is that it's because it's in-person transactions, and they're trying to really target smaller businesses instead of larger corporations, just because it's easier for them to manage. there you still have to come to an agreement with some of the business owners about whether they would accept it or not. As a business owner, I'm always wanting to accept gold, though.
Right.
There's actual value in it. So I don't see that being an issue.
Gotcha.
It's the states that don't have those laws that are still kind of a novelty item, like in Oregon, for example.
Yeah.
There's no gold, silver law on the books, and some people have heard of them, but they're treating it more like a bullion, so they just stack them, which is fine. It'll work. Yeah. It's just they're not being spent.
Okay. That is the second thing. So generally, if someone buys gold, their goal is to keep it as an investment, right? Like I buy an ounce of gold or whatever, like a coin.
The bullion part of it.
I put it away in my safe and I hold on to it. Maybe I exchange it in a couple years at an exchange fee, but it sounds like this is something that you can spend. Like I could technically go to a store that accepts it and it's like, okay, your order's $20. Boom, I give you 2.5
Goldbacks.
Right? So tell me about that. Is it like, what's your goal? Is it to save it, to spend it? What are we looking at?
So that was the original intent for the Goldbacks and creating the Goldbacks. When Utah was the first state to pass that law, making it legal tender. So when the company took advantage of that law and designed these Goldbacks, Utah being the first state series, that was their intent, was to spend them, because gold has always been a means of exchange up until modern times.
Right, yeah.
So it was intended to be spent, and that's why they made it the way that they did. When it comes to the individual user, ooh, those Goldbacks look cool, I want some. You can do whatever you want with them. You can spend them, or you can stack them. Finishing off that denominations, I think that's why there's a difference in, say, like this 25 Goldback, which is 1/40th of an ounce, and 100 Goldback. This guy is 1/10 of a troy ounce of 24 karat gold. 100 Goldbacks, that's $923 in purchasing power right here. They make these hats, all these hats.
Sure.
And that, I think, is kind of what they were thinking was going to happen. People are going to stack the 100s because it's a greater value, but spend these. Think of like hairdressers and barbers and restaurants and tips type of deal, right? So they think the halves and these ones will be spent.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So what if I want to, I need some cash. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. My car just got wrecked. My credit cards are maxed out. That's worth $950, right? What if you're like, I want to go give this to someone so I can get cash back to pay off my credit card or to fix my car? How would that process work?
Assuming that the original vendor won't accept gold as payment?
Assuming they don't accept gold.
There are gold dealers.
Okay.
So you can go to a local gold dealer in your community and exchange it. I'm pretty sure that most of those gold dealers have an idea of what Goldbacks are, the exchange rate, all of that.
Yeah.
What's kind of nice is, and now every gold dealer, there's no law kind of enforcing this, and every gold dealer can kind of act differently. But for example, that 100 Goldback worth $923. If you go to a dealer and say, I want cash for this, US dollars, they might charge a fee, or they might underprice you, right?
Gold.
Yeah, exactly. Then there are other dealers that will be honest, because I would feel like that's a kind of a dishonest move if they did that. It's not bullion, it's money, right? Sure. It's like changing euros in for a US dollar.
Okay.
You're changing this in for the US dollar. Those kind of dealers should honor the full exchange rate or the complete exchange rate. That would be the honest move. That, or there's online stores. Like, for example, I get my Goldbacks from defythegrid.com, and they also have an option where you can sell them back to them to get the dollars back. So it's just an exchange. It's a currency. Yeah, it's a currency. So look at it as an exchange, basically.
Okay, my next question would be, other than me selling something and someone giving me one, how do I go get them?
Going back to the exchange thing. So like I said, I use defythegrid.com.
Okay.
The way I look at it is, I've added to it. You're literally buying them online. The process is no different from buying them online.
Okay.
But instead of buying a product, you're exchanging that money in for the Goldbacks. Now, some of those online, you will have to pay for shipping. But if you spend over like $300, then you get free shipping. So then you're getting that fair exchange. But if you're buying $20 worth of Goldbacks, basically two of these ones, right? And that's $18 and
Yeah.
46 cents.
Yeah.
Right. Then you're paying 10, 15 bucks in shipping, whatever it might be.
Gotcha.
So it really does benefit to spend a couple hundred at a time
Yeah.
to get the bulk of it. That way you're not paying the shipping costs. But it's an exchange, because say I'm buying it $9.23. I'm buying 1 Goldbacks, right? That's $18.46. Add $15 for shipping. That's $33.46, right? We'll just say $34 for it. I spend that money. I get the 2 Goldbacks in the mail. Next year, one Goldback, and this is the inflation beating. This is another one of the parts of the Goldback that I like. It's kind of like the bullion, but it grows up in value with the gold. It beats inflation, whereas the US dollar is guaranteed to go down in value. So you buy those 2 Goldbacks at $9.23 in 6 months, it might be well over $10. Even if it hit $10.30, that's $20.60 right there.
Yeah.
You got your $2 back. In May of 2025, which is when I really kind of discovered them, they were going for $6.30 something cents.
So it's up 50%.
Yeah, exactly. In just the 6 months. So it's predicting the market at that. Maybe it'll go up another 50% in the next 6 months. There's no guarantees, but you can also be pretty confident it's not going to go down 50% in the next 6 months.
So, okay, my next question is, let's say I'm watching this video and I'm all hyped up. Before you go out and buy a bunch of Goldbacks, we should know the risks, because it sounds like a good investment or something to actually spend with. But with every investment, there's at least somewhere a risk. Can you tell us what that risk might be?
One of the risks, and it's people you've kind of touched upon it earlier. It's like, where can I spend this? So some people they hear that it's a money, and then they ask, well, can I deposit it in the bank? And it's like, well, no, it's not the US dollar. The banks operate with US dollars.
Gotcha.
They're not even an exchange place. You can't take a euro to a bank and exchange it.
Yeah.
So if you try to put gold in the bank, they're going to be like, no, we don't do that. So then people may get turned off from that.
Okay.
But that's kind of the point of gold. Some people will say you don't own gold unless you have it physically. Yeah. And so there are vaulting companies out there that will offer to vault gold for people. You may own a couple ounces of gold, but if it's in a vault 2,000 miles away,
sure.
And then if you request it, then you're paying the fees, and you're paying for the shipping, and you're waiting the week or two for them to process it and send it to you, and then there's that risk of it being in the mail and getting stolen. So there's that kind of a risk. Okay. And then other people will be like, okay, so it's a money, can't put it in the bank. That's one thing. But, if you live in a state that doesn't accept them, or it's not widespread, so why would I spend money, $300 getting a bunch of Goldbacks when I can't spend it?
Yeah.
I get it. That being mentioned, though, states are passing gold and silver laws like crazy.
Okay.
It's growing faster than cryptocurrency laws. Last I read it, pretty soon you're going to start hearing about it at a federal level. I'm sure it might still be 10 plus years.
Sure. But
I wouldn't be surprised if at some point the federal government says, all right, your taxes can be paid in gold and silver.
Yeah.
We'll accept gold and silver as legal tender. Sure. And at that point, regardless of what state you live, or even a territory, Puerto Rico, Guam, you should be able to accept gold. It should be like a common practice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Well, so I think I see that $100 or 100 Goldback, right? Gold. And I'm thinking, like, that's almost $1,000. It's like about $950 essentially. So what will, Troy, for you personally, what is your plan with your Goldbacks that you have in possession now?
Honestly, I want to buy land.
Okay.
I want to buy real estate. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So every little bit of money I get, you can save it, put it in a savings account. That that's just going to degrade in value with it, or erode due to inflation.
Right.
But I want to buy real estate, so I buy some Goldbacks. I stack them. So all the bigger denominations, like the 100 and then the 25 right here, I'll stack those ones and collect them. And when it comes time to move, I'll use it as a down payment. Yeah. You're trading in one asset for another, literally gold for real estate.
Right.
And it's because it's in a form where I don't have to sell it. I'm not paying that kind of capital gains tax on it.
Right.
So it's a direct trade. Whatever's the difference is between the asking price and how much gold I have at the time, that will be kind of mortgaged out.
So essentially, your goal is to hold on to it, let the value
the,
increase, and then
the
exchange
larger
it.
Yes, for the larger denominations, anything above the ones I will keep for myself. So all these ones right here, I have a lot of them, but these ones I'll use for shopping and our gun oil business, and even my FFL business.
Sure.
I'll use the ones in the halves as change for customers when they place an order and I give them change. I'll ask if they'd be interested in some gold and some change, and being in Oregon, they don't have that gold and silver law, like I said. But whenever I offer gold, people kind of get a smile on their face, like, "Are you serious?"
Awesome.
I'm like, "Yes, I'm serious. It's gold. It's actual value." So that's the plan.
For the skeptics out there, if you know me, like you can't see it, but I like to collect cards, baseball cards, Pokemon cards. So what if I say to you, I'm a skeptic, and I'm like, well, I own some Pokemon cards. Like you can sell these and trade them in for $10 or $20. Tell me where my logic is flawed in that thought process for people who are watching and thinking, well, that's just a collectible. What you have, your Goldback is just a collectible. You hold it. You hope you get to sell it later. Where's my logic flawed?
It's not a flawed logic. I mean, that's people have been collecting cards forever.
Sure.
Baseball cards. Yeah, that's and human nature. We tend to collect things. Everyone collects something different, but most humans collect something.
Yeah.
It could be shoes, purses, guns, right? Gold, right? Cards, books, cars. But going back to the Goldbacks, I have had a couple people tell me, no, it's not going to be anything more than just a collectible. Okay, collect them, stack them, treat it like it's a gold and collect gold.
Yeah.
Right. But that's still coming from a mindset, or not even a mindset, but the practice that gold has been a bullion for decades.
Yeah.
And that's what most people think about gold, is buying it to store their wealth and stack it and collect it and hold on to it for a few years and then sell it for at a gain later. And that's kind of because of the intrinsic artwork, right? They think, oh, it's just a collectible. I get it. Collect it. A lot of people do, but it is a currency still.
Okay.
You can think it's a collectible, but it's still designed to be a currency.
Gotcha. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Goldbacks are interesting, and we talk about all things investments, finances at Freedom Finances. And for those of our Sasquatch Talk audience, it's definitely something that kind of gets people like us, like we talk, Danny, Troy, and myself, we talk about this stuff. And one thing we talk about finances, and you probably know this, Troy, is like men are more risky and emotional with their money and investments than women are. And that's essentially why women are smarter than us, is because like we're always like, oh, I'm going to go do this big crazy thing and
spend money.
Yeah, spend money. Like women buy smaller things a lot more often, but guys buy big investments. So this is just something for us to think about. And you're kind of a person who's proven that they're literal, like you've been paid them, right? Someone's paid them to you and you've given them out as currency, and now you're saving them as an investment. So it's something that's really awesome. Anything extra you want to add, Troy?
I like them. I think they're fun. I think they're really cool, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does become more mainstream.
Yeah,
like people are going to be like, US dollars, give me gold instead. Give me some Goldbacks.
Yeah,
for sure. Like at some point you might start seeing employers paying Goldbacks.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I don't know. That's probably, again, several years down the road, but yeah.
All right. That's the story of Goldbacks and how it relates to investments and how we look at our money today. Adios.
Bye.